The first movie that was ever shown in the town on the west side of the square, west side of the square, behind those buildings that are there, someone stretched a sheet and brought in a projector and had a show there. And several, I don't know how long it was there, but they would show movies there occasionally and then take their sheet and leave town. So George Myers started this theater in the building there, and he had benches. Oh, it was tough. He had benches down there, and the kids would get noisy. He had a ball bean hammer. He'd walk down the aisle and he'd hammer on that. Quiet, keep quiet.
Where the Gravely building now, my house sit there, and it was a great big 2-story house, and the city was wanting to buy the property to build a city hall, and so we decided to move the house. It was a big house. We decided to move it out on some property so they could have that property to build the city hall. We got the mover to come, and he broke down on the railroad track. Our house sat on the railroad track for 2 days. And all the trains, Carrollton's known for the trains that come through town. Well, they didn't for 2 days because we had the track blocked. None of them could get through.
They had a big train wreck just south of Carrollton, and on one of the trains was watermelons. And I remember my daddy said, "Let's go." So we drove down and loaded the car up with watermelons.
And these kids would get one of these watermelon rinds and go lift one of the rear wheel on the old Model Ts and put it down in that. So when the guy came to go, we was spinning that watermelon rind. And it was great fun.
My father was in the Marine Corps. There are 2 big Marine Corps bases in America, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. He'd been at Camp Pendleton with my mother, and she got pregnant there. And right before I was born, she came home so I could be born in Carrollton. Her parents could take care of her. And while she was recovering, my father's transferred to Lejeune all the way across the country. Now, anything going the southern route from Southern California over to one of the Carolinas would go through Carrollton. And that is one of the magical things or miracle things about this city, is all those railroad crossings that come together in downtown Carrollton. Well, he read the schedule carefully, and he told her what time his troop train would be coming through Carrollton. She went down there to the depot, down to the Carrollton depot, and stood there with me. And when they went through, he leaned out the window, and they blew kisses, and she held me up. And that was the first time my father saw me.